Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Dorothy, I know you're there.
I'm here. I don't see my picture on the thing. Let me see.
Oh, there you are.
There you go. There I am. There I am.
see you.
Okay.
Hey, Fran,
Hi.
myself, Lisa,
Hello.
our timekeeper, Dorothy. Let's see, and Michelle and Dawn. Dawn is going to be with us. She's our state president.
Oh, nice.
So they're joining now. There's Dawn. Hi, Erica. Hi, Michelle.
Hello.
So we're just waiting for Sarah. Don, I'm not really sure what's going on there with that bridge, you know?
That's how I hide this from the
Oh, you have an assistant.
I have an assistant, yes.
Oh, he's so cute. Okay, well, we're still waiting for Sarah. Oh, she should be here soon. I hope this works out good. This is the first time I'm actually hosting a meeting, so bear with me.
You'll do fine. We're all learning.
I was terrified. I said, oh my God, I'm so afraid this is gonna blow up in my face.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to use.
It seems it, you know,
Pretty
so
easy.
far. I don't wanna.
We've been using several different platforms for work, and this is by far the easiest and most intuitive that I've seen.
Oh, really? Because I was
There
wondering
we go.
about Google Meeting. I was wondering about,
Google I haven't tried.
yeah, but it had some negative remarks, so I decided to just stick with this one, you know?
We are switching over to Microsoft Teams sometime this year, so I'm curious to see how that one works.
Teams isn't bad. I use Teams as well, and we're using it all right now. I have a client that uses Teams, and so I learned that before all this started to do their meetings, and it's pretty easy to use too. Zoom has some nicer features. There's, but
I took one of their training sessions and it seemed they were so put together. They really knew what they were doing. You know, it was very customer oriented, you know. Well, I'm gonna text Sarah and see if I can get her. Oh, here she is. Admit. That was easy. Like that stable. Sarah, are you there? Hi, Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Okay, well, now that everyone's here, we're going to get started. I'm going to introduce everyone at different times. At first, we'll introduce the speakers, our candidates, and as I introduce them, they will give their speech. Are you two ready for to give your presentation? You're all okay. Okay. So I could get started. I wanted to welcome you to the 2020 BPWPA Young Careers Speak Off and Personal Interviews. Of course, the pandemic required us to change the way we do a lot of things, and specifically for our convention, as Don can attest to. Luckily, we have a tool like Zoom Meeting to assist us with accomplishing our business for the State Federation. So I thank you all for your cooperation in making this competition happen. This year we have 2 young careerists in our competition, Erica R. Stouffer and Sarah Marie Thomas. Both are excellent candidates that District 3 and District 8 should be immensely proud of. As I introduce each candidate, they will present their speech. Our timekeeper will give a 30-second bell and announce the time when the candidate is finished. I would like to also welcome our state president, Don Berkebile, to our Speak Off and Personal Interviews. I was very surprised today that she was able to find the time to do this with us. She's had Zoom meetings coming up this weekend for the convention, and I'm sure she's getting ready for that. So we are fortunate to have her with us to support the candidates and to support the Young Careers competition. Our first candidate is Sarah Marie Thomas. Sarah's the Director of Membership for WVIA Public Media, and she's also an independent beauty consultant for Mary Kay Cosmetics. She has a BA in Theater Communication from DeSales University and is a licensed cosmetologist from Empire Beauty School. She's also a licensed notary public in PA. She's presented at the International Women's Day celebration, Talent for Live televised event, and she's given numerous speeches as Mrs. Mid-Valley International 2016. She's an ambassador for the Mary Kay Ash Charitable Foundation, and she's helped secure a $20,000 grant for the Domestic Violence Service Center in Wilkes-Barre, PA. She is also a national ambassador for UNOS, national voice advocate for Donate Life America, and an ambassador for the Gift of Life donor program. Sarah is a member of the Scranton BPW District 8. She is the Public Relations Chair for both Scranton and District 8. She's held positions as Ambassador for Public Media Women in Leadership. She's a member of Public Media Young Professionals Mentor Network and a board member of Music Box Theater, Dinner Theater. She's a member of the Women's Network and Young Professionals Council of the Greater Wilkes-Barre Chamber of Commerce. Please welcome Sarah.
Thank you so much, Susan. That was quite the introduction. Well, hello, everyone. As Susan mentioned, my name is Sarah Marie Thomas, and I want to thank you for your time this evening. I'm honored to have the opportunity to be considered as a young careerist candidate and to share with you why our state theme means so much to me and how I've been able to implement this theme into my life. Reach beyond the stars is more than just a nice quote or a saying. The words alone are potent. As you may know, our state theme has taken an acronomical approach to the word STARS, meaning stronger together, advocating resources, survivors. So if I may, I'd like to break that down even further. Stronger, if you'll pardon the pun, is a word that holds a lot of weight. We know the root word strong. It means to have great physical power or force. But it also means to be competent, mentally powerful, and to persevere. So I was very fortunate to be raised by strong and independent female role models. Their example has taught me that strength comes from within. But as a volunteer in our local community, working with organizations such as the Women's Resource Center and the Domestic Violence Service Center, I've seen women struggle to find that inner strength, to be able to step away from their situation and to step into their own powerful potential. Often it's the support of those around them together that makes all the difference. Which leads me to our next word, together. To me, this word represents community. With the help of volunteers and donors and assistance from those throughout our community, we can be committed to stopping the violence, breaking the silence, and making a difference for these women and children. But it takes effort from everyone in our community working together to make the impact that is so desperately needed. The art of advocating is also one that we all have the responsibility to walk in. As an ambassador for the Mary Kay Foundation, I've had the great privilege of meeting with lawmakers from Pennsylvania and Washington to discuss the critical importance of legislation that supports domestic violence survivors as a part of Mary Kay's Lobbying for Good initiative. Now, this initiative not only lobbies for prevention efforts, but also calls for additional resources for shelters throughout our state. Our communities have created a broad range of support systems for survivors, and these are often nonprofit organizations that are trying to meet needs that, let's face it, are overwhelming. So it's important that others from the community step up to help fill in where needed. And I'm humbled and honored to have played an integral part in securing that $20,000 grant this year for the Domestic Violence Service Center in Wilkes-Barre to make significant and life-saving improvements to their security systems. As a participant in Mary Kay's Don't Look Away campaign, I was also honored to support and promote the nation's first and only dating abuse text message helpline. Since 2012, I've collected and donated personal care supplies to organizations in need throughout our community and have personally contributed over $5,000 supporting resources for survivors of domestic violence. These experiences are traumatic and have serious consequences, emotional, physical, and mental well-being for all the individuals involved. So the language we use surrounding these circumstances needs to be chosen with intention. Terms like victim and survivor are used to describe the individuals who go through these experiences, but they don't have to define the individual. Instead, survivor speaks to the sense of empowerment received when overcoming such a difficult life challenge. So I believe in empowering fellow women with the knowledge, resources, and support they need to survive. I will never stop reaching beyond the stars for others who so desperately need it. And more importantly, I hope that I can inspire others to do the same. Through advocating, empowering, and providing resources, together, we can make a difference. Together, we are strong. I'd like to take this time now to say thank you once again for your consideration as a young careerist this year. It is quite an honor to be here speaking with you, and thank you again for your time.
Dorothy?
Do I need to give you the time, the whole length?
The whole length.
The time that she spoke,
Yes.
that Sarah spoke. Okay, it was she had her presentation was 3 minutes 51 seconds and I guess 32 milliseconds or whatever that would be.
Okie doke. Milliseconds. I like that one.
Well, I don't know. That's the way it came on this, you know. Phew.
Very good. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Our next candidate is Erica R. Stouffer. Erica is an income maintenance caseworker for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. She studied at WCCC and Seton Hill University and holds an AA in liberal arts, medical office administration certificate, and a BA in human services. She has been a guest speaker at Latrobe BPW, United Way's Leadership Council, Westmoreland County Assistance Office, and High Achiever in Dale Carnegie. She volunteers for the Derry Area School District, Toys for Tots, WAVA, United Way's Women's Leadership Council, and she co-chairs the Building Bridges Committee. She is a member of the Advocacy Care Team for Survivors Speak and volunteers with other local events and soup kitchens. Erica is a member of Latrobe BPW District 3. She is also a member of POWER, which is Professional Organization of Women of Excellence Recognized. Please welcome Erica.
Hi, thank you. My name is Erica Stoker. And what does the state theme Reach Beyond the Stars mean to you? And how do you currently implement the acronym STARS in your life? There have been a lot of recent changes and events that have affected millions of people, where childcare providers, schools, and businesses have shut down. The pandemic did not just create new obstacles or barriers for a majority of the working class, but instilled panic and frustration because of the struggles. Some people have been laid off, others began teleworking from home, and the rest continue to face challenges reporting to work for fear to be exposed and bring the virus home or have lost loved ones. Some have had to telework with their families being at home, still upholding parental responsibilities and trying to find a balance. Some have had very little or no funds to support themselves and their families, waiting for unemployment compensation or other public assistance to kick in to be able to pay their bills and put food on the table. The frustration and struggles are real. Some people, though, have acted in retaliation or anger and pain, and others have come together and unite to help each other in the community. Crises expose who we are, but we can learn that wisdom subconsciously feeds our inner spirit to fight for what we believe in. Motivation strengthens our passion to fight for what we want, and motivation ignites our inner spirit to activate our energies in compassion to our very soul, which drives each of us to accomplish anything we want or need. Like the acronym STARS with our state theme, we become stronger together by advocating and providing resources to help those in need. So we do not just become victims, but become survivors. Like most, I have struggled through a lot of hardships and encountered endless obstacles and barriers throughout the years. One of the biggest hurdles I had overcome was being a younger single mom with little income. I turned to the county assistance office for help and utilized resources the caseworker advocated to help support and build my family's future. I continue to receive government assistance throughout the years while furthering my education and working odd and end jobs. It took a lot of time to get to where I'm at today. In 2010, I was in a seriously toxic relationship, manipulated and controlled, with being verbally and emotionally abused. Luckily, us being physically together did not last too long. However, the abuse still continues, which I feared. My beautiful daughter struggles to be okay because she has been let down from the courts several times, where the courts have not valued her voice, which has led to self-harm. We are survivors, but we are waiting for the higher authority to be able to say no more and put a stop to it. Emotional, mental, and verbal abuse is extremely difficult to prove. Although I will not stop advocating for peace and better change for my daughter, your child, niece or nephew, and grandchildren to come. This alone has made me feel that my world is crumbling until I got help from the Blackbird Center, which is a sister organization for the Pennsylvania Coalition Against Domestic Violence. They can help with individual counseling, group therapy, education and prevention services, and so much more. I would have not become the single mom to get off of assistance, buy my first home, earn the Community Action Association of Pennsylvania Self-Sufficiency Award, and now sit on the opposite side of the desk as an income maintenance caseworker to help advocate and provide resources to others in need. I appreciate being able to have the opportunity to share my story, advocate for justice, and connect with our surrounding communities to reach beyond the stars, because we are stronger together to advocate and provide resources to help others in need and inspire others like us, survivors. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Dorothy?
Yes, yes. Well, she had 4 minutes and 3 seconds.
3 seconds. Okay. Very good. Okay, at this point, I'd like to introduce our judges. Our first judge is Lisa Postelic. Lisa is an employee development specialist and a strategic business advisor with Northwest Industrial Resource Center in Northwest PA. She works with manufacturers to help them improve productivity, boost morale, and grow their business. Lisa is also the founder and CEO of Ledge Enterprises, LLC. Ledge equals lead, engage, develop, grow, and empower. She founded this company to help teams realize their true potential. Companies that work with Lisa enjoy positive, sustainable change in attitude, productivity, communication, and leadership. Lisa is a certified life success consultant through Bob Proctor, a distinguished Toastmaster, a member of the National Speakers Association, and Women in Manufacturing. She has been an active member of Meadville BPW for the last 10 years and has served on various committees. She has also served BPWPA in numerous chairmanships. Please welcome Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. Our next judge is Michelle Leiter-Holler. Michelle is a claims rework consultant for Aetna Healthcare, Harrisburg, PA. She has trained new staff, documented new and updated processes, communicated department changes, assisted in hiring, written feedback on new employee progress, managed projects, research providers, advised claims processors on proper payment techniques, contacted providers regarding concerns with claims, tagged fraudulent billing, completed quality reviews, conducted monthly meetings, managed a loading practice committee, and written and distributed a quarterly newsletter. Michelle is also a part-time reporter for Advanced Publications, Mifflintown, PA. She attends and reports on borough and township council meetings, takes photos, and has written human interest stories. She is also the treasurer for Aldersgate United Methodist Church, Mifflintown, PA. She records deposits, payroll, complies monthly church council reports, pays monthly bills and taxes, and submits quarterly tax payments and reports. Michelle has also worked as a manager for electronic data systems in Charlotte, North Carolina, and front-end supervisor for Kmart in Burnham, PA. Michelle has a BA in Communication Arts from Shippensburg University. She excels at Microsoft Outlook, Excel, Word, and PowerPoint, and is well-versed in preparing and delivering presentations, interviews, training, leadership, and quality analysis. She is a member of Juniata County BPW and has served as president. She is the current District 4 BPW director. Please welcome Michelle.
Michelle.
Thank you, Michelle. And finally, Fran is our non-BPW member judge. Her name is Fran Stepkovich. Fran is employed by the U.S. Postal Service and has worked in sales, service, lead sales, and service supervision. She is a certified training instructor, teaching customer service, lead sales, knowledge of postal resources, regulations, and more. She has supervised several offices overseeing budget, ordering supplies, scheduling, and doing online reporting. Fran has also worked at Gentex Corporation in Simpson, PA, as a contracts administration assistant. She has taken self-development and online courses in public speaking, leadership, and working with others. She is a current board member for the Lackawanna County Commission for Women, and Fran has served as president of the Einan Archibald Lions Club in the Mid-Valley area of Lackawanna County. She is currently the district governor for Lackawanna, Wayne, Wyoming, and Susquehanna counties. She has applied for and received a grant to purchase supplies needed for first responders and distributed these to all clubs to pass on to them. As district governor, she gives presentations, awards, and introductions and interacts with people from all walks of life. Fran enjoys biking, golfing, working on projects with others, attending concerts, comedy shows, and the great outdoors. Please welcome Fran.
Hi, Fran.
Hi, Fran.
Fran.
Our timekeeper is Dorothy Groskowski. Dorothy is a retired public school teacher. She volunteers at her local library's preschool story time and is also involved with the Historical Society in her county. She is a member of Masontown Local in District 12, has served as vice president and president of Masontown, as well as chair of various committees. She is currently serving as the corresponding secretary for District 12. Dorothy enjoys gardening and bird watching, traveling with her husband, and spending time with her children and grandchildren. Please welcome Dorothy. Hi, Dorothy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, at this point, we'll proceed to the personal interview section of the YC competition. Each candidate will have 15 minutes. As close as I can tell, each judge will have the opportunity to ask one question. The judges have decided on their questions and will ask each candidate the same questions. If there is time for another question, one judge at random may do so. So whoever raises their hand first could ask the question. Sarah will go second in the personal interviews since she gave her speech first. And Sarah, at this point, I'm going to ask you to withdraw from the meeting so the judges can conduct Erica's personal interview. And what I will do is I will text you when it's time for you to come back in once Erica's interview is complete. Okay?
Sounds great.
Okay.
You soon.
Okay.
Susan, I have a question here with the timing. So,
Okay.
What do I, they have 15 minutes for
Right.
the interview.
Right.
So I just set the timer for 15 minutes and
Right. And I think
And-
that the best thing to do is just, if you can just ring, you have the bell, right?
yeah, I have the bell.
Okay, because I know you went to Staples for it.
You went to
So maybe if you could just ring that bell at 15 minutes or 30 seconds beforehand, we'll get
Okay.
the idea that we have to start like winding down with our
Okay.
questions.
All right.
Because even Erica will have the opportunity to finish up what she had started with whatever question she'd be at that given moment. Okay?
Okay. All right. So 30-second warning
Yeah,
then.
give a 30-second warning, I would
Okay.
say.
All right.
Okay. So are the judges and the candidate ready?
Yes.
Okay. Erica, at this point, I'm going to ask you to just be prepared for whatever questions the judges might ask, but it's like a job interview, as I explained to you before. So the judges already know what questions they're going to ask. And as far as the order, that's up to them. I don't really, it doesn't matter to me, but whoever wants to go first is fine with me. Anybody have any burning desire? Okay, Lisa wants to go first. So she has a question for you.
Okay.
Hi,
Hello.
Erica.
Hi, how are you?
Very good. Thank you. Nice to meet you virtually.
And to you, thank you.
It's very different for sure.
hmm
So I do want to commend you for being a part of the program. It's an awesome program, and I know it's very different this year. And
Yeah.
you both have stepped up, and I commend you for that.
No, thank you.
You're welcome. My question is, what advice or suggestions would you give to a young woman entering your type of job or profession to help her succeed?
One of the biggest things would be to worry about herself by being able to do everything she possibly can to protect herself and to also speak up for herself. Working at like a county assistant's office can be very challenging. I'm sorry, there was a little pop-up saying that there's meeting has been upgraded, sorry. You could still hear me okay?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm just not gonna touch it. Okay.
All got that.
Okay, so the county assistant's office is pretty challenging whenever there's a majority of males. So you have to be able to speak up and stand up for yourself and everything. It seems like there's a lot more women coming into the CAOs now, which is awesome. But there are still some majority of the males in the working positions, and they feel like they're more superior. And it seems like we still are oppressed. So it's a little difficult and challenging at times, but to be able to stand up and speak up for yourself is the biggest key.
Good. Thank you so much.
Of course. Anybody else?
Fran or Michelle? Fran, you want to go next? Okay.
Hi, how
Hi.
are you? Thank you again. Like Lisa said, thanks for your time. You're a great job by really everyone here. I want to know, what is like your long-term personal or career goals? Like, do you have long-term, or like say, where do you see yourself 5 years from now, 10 years from now, something like that?
Yes, I do. I have a lot of aspirations for myself. I plan to continue to speak up and be able to try to advocate for mental health and awareness, domestic violence and abuse. I do plan to continue to try to reach legislators and continue to keep expanding my knowledge and being able to help others and educating them by utilizing social media and the programs that I'm a part of. I plan to also continue working at the county assistant's office. I've only been there for a little over a year now, but I'd like to work my way up to become a cash assistance supervisor, and then continue to keep working up so I could get into professional development. I'd like to eventually be able to train other employees to be able to do their jobs right. I think it'd be really nice. And then I'd also like to further my education in legal studies so I can maybe become the hearings officer for the county assistant's office.
Nice, thank you. Yeah, I like to hear that training, because I've done a lot of training in like a long time, and I really enjoy that a lot.
It is. Yes.
Mhm.
A lot of things is like ethical. I believe in being able to have the morale and being able to focus on that a little bit more. To me, that's really important.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Michelle?
Okay. Hi, Erica.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. A little nervous.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Well, you know, one of the things that we struggle with in BPW is getting new members, particularly getting younger members in some of our areas. So I just want to hear your thoughts. What would you do, or how would you recruit some new members to join our crusade?
One of the biggest things I know is social media, and I know that we use social media a lot, but it seems like our target still isn't hitting the right group. I really don't know 100% how we could reach them other than younger people like me and everybody else can try to reach out to the younger crowds to try to get them inspired. I do try to reach out to a lot of people that I know, and especially my age group. I do believe that some people are interested. There's been a few that's been on the back burner. So I'm like, hey, what's he doing? come to the dinners. And I think it's really nice, but I also try to inspire the younger group. My daughter comes with me to some of the Latrobe BPW meetings. Because she is more than inspired to be able to be a part of. And she realizes how it is to empower others. So it's really awesome to be able to see that in a 14-year-old girl at this time. Usually, you know, kids kind of get mixed up into things, and I'm not saying she's not sometimes, but it really definitely helps to be able to try to make that connection with them. So it's really beneficial, but just continue to keep speaking up, try to find other resources to be able to get onto social media and have at it with everybody. Maybe we could do some sort of like, I don't know, tag posting type of thing with Latrobe BPW or other BPWs to say, okay, how about we try to get 5 people out of our group to connect with other people and try to see like if we could do some sort of competition. Maybe we could do something like that. We probably have done that already in the past, but anything could help.
Okay, thank you.
Definitely.
Dorothy, how are we doing at the time?
Oh, we have, we've been on for 6 minutes. 6 minutes. So it's
okay,
just
so we
9
have-
left.
So there's
Yes,
time for
yes.
another
Mhm,
question?
mhm.
Mhm.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is for
Okay.
several.
Anybody have a burning desire to ask a question from our list? So I could tell Lisa wants to ask a question.
Lisa always wants to talk. I'm so depleted of people, so this is good. Does the question have to be from the list? Can it be-
Well, let's just make sure it's BPW related or career related or something to do with her personal goals.
It's both, and it's related.
Okay,
Some
sounds
of the
good.
questions we've asked. So my question, Erica, is just, you've got some great career goals. How do you see BPW helping you to reach some of those career goals?
Yes, actually, that's a pretty good question. I believe in being able to have mentors, and I know that we have them through the program, and I know a lot of our group members already. Just being acclimated for a year, I try to get myself involved a little bit more. The president and other people that I know from our chapter is awesome, and they're willing to help and kind of absorb you into their life and be like, okay, here's more information, here's more things that you could do, or they offer us to be able to be a part of things, which is fabulous. I enjoy it a lot. So that's one of the biggest things for me.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Michelle or Fran, do you have a question?
I do. Fran,
Oh.
if you're all right with me going ahead and asking.
Okay, yep, go ahead.
Erica, one of the things that I have talked to our district about is your BPW story. What brought you to BPW? What drew you to the group?
I found them from social media, actually. I just wanted to find a connection more out in the public because I knew that I wanted to be able to break my story out from silence, to be able to kind of speak up, bring awareness and everything. So I found them through this Facebook, and I reached out. I was able to get connected, went from there. And then just from being able to do something like that has been able to really help me. Whenever I decided that I was going to speak up because we were not getting anywhere with the courts or my daughter getting any help, I was like, we need to be able to raise awareness. I decided that's what I was going to do. I didn't want to be posting it all on social media just, out of vengeance or anything like that, but kind of like the right way to be able to kind of speak about it.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Fran, I have to give you an opportunity too, if you have any questions.
I don't think so. I'm just thinking here. How about describe your ideal job?
Becoming the hearings officer at the county assistant's office, because I'm already starting a certain position. I'm going to be taking on a new role for sanctions and compliance reviews for the cash assistance unit, where you basically have to make sure everybody's in compliance with following the requirements. And when people decide that they don't like the decisions that we make for county assistance office for the benefits that they receive, we have this process to being able to appeal it. So the court judge, I'd love to become that at some point, just because I think it's really fascinating. So that's what I'd like to be able to reach.
Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was great. Now, what time do we have there?
We have about 5 minutes left.
Well, I think we're fine the way we are. I didn't realize it was going to be the pace of the questions. But Erica, at this point, I'm going to ask you to withdraw from the meeting so the judges can conduct Sarah's personal interview.
Okay.
After Sarah's interview, the meeting's going to be dismissed.
Okay.
So I thank you for all of your hard work and willingness to complete and compete under these unique circumstances this year. And I'll be in touch with you for follow-up paperwork and more information about the awards ceremony.
Okay.
So
Sounds
thank
good.
you again.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye, Erica.
Thank you.
Okay. I'll get Sarah back on. So I'm texting Sarah. I imagine she'll be right back on as soon as she gets that. Oh, here she is. Okay, she's coming back on. Probably have to let her into the meeting. There she is. Okay. There she is. There she is. That was quick, right?
That was. I had some time to play dolls with my daughter real quick.
Oh, that's cute. Okay, so are the judges and the candidate ready?
Yes.
Okay, so you can begin asking the same questions you asked before, and then we'll continue on with the additional questions. So Lisa was the first one to go last time. Start that same trend.
Sarah, I just, as I mentioned to Erica, I want to commend you for being a part of the program, and especially with everything changing, midstream in our whole entire lives. So I know it's not easy, and the YC program is near and dear to my heart through BPW. So I just want to commend you for stepping up and for being here tonight and doing all the work that goes into it. And
Thank you.
Thank you. I think that deserves recognition. So my question for you, Sarah, is what advice or suggestions would you give a young woman entering your job or profession to help her succeed?
Oh, my advice for a young woman who would be stepping into my job to help her succeed would be to step outside your comfort zone and to not be afraid. Oftentimes as women, we like to hold ourselves back because we think our ideas may not be as important, or our ideas may not be as satisfactory as others around us. It's just natural human nature that we have that fear. And in order to do what I do, or in order to really excel and succeed in any position, you kind of have to step outside of that mindset and not be afraid to put yourself out there, not be afraid to experiment, and not be afraid to put your ideas on the table. So that would be my advice to anyone taking my position, is to step outside your comfort zone and not be afraid.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And I think, Fran, you went next, right?
Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Thanks for being here. Wonderful job. I just have a question about your like personal and career goals. So where do you see yourself like 5 years, even 10 years from now?
Great question. So it frequently changes. Actually, today we just found out at the station that I work for that we have a brand new CEO and president. I'm happy to say that she is a female and she's 38 years old. So she has become a CEO and president in record time in public media. And that's something that I aspire to, is to be either a general manager or a leadership position in public media. It's something that's been very important to me since I was a young girl, between watching it and volunteering for it as I was younger, utilizing it for school, and then working there right after school. It's been something that has been with me my entire life. So for me, I would love to have a leadership position, more so than where I'm at right now, in public media. It would be great to be a GM, a general manager, or a CEO and president. But in addition to that, it's really important for me, something we've been working on and have made major advances to over the course of the last couple months, has been to be a leader in my Mary Kay business as well. It might sound interesting pairing the two of those together, but Mary Kay has been so wonderful to my family. It has helped us to get ourselves out of financial debt. It has helped us to be able to afford things. It has helped supplement a salary when you're working for a nonprofit, but also being an ambassador for Mary Kay has allowed me to do some of the many things that I mentioned in my speech earlier. And that is something that I believe in, passing the opportunity on and letting other women experience. So for me, I would love to become a national sales director with Mary Kay. And it's something I can actually do simultaneously with my current career at WVIA or in public media.
That's nice. Now, have you ever, isn't Mary Kay something with you can get a pink Cadillac?
You are correct. Yes. That is something you can earn. And as you advance through the ranks and become a director or a national sales director, you do get to drive around that prestigious Cadillac. Yes.
But thank you.
Thank you.
Sarah, you know, when you earn that pink Cadillac, you are going to have to drive that to a convention.
Oh yes, I'll give rides. I'll give rides.
Well, thank you. You know, Lisa and Fran both have thanked you, and you know, these competitions are nerve-wracking in a normal case, and you know, the extra challenges that this pandemic has brought. You and Erica both have just stood by like it's no big deal. So, you know, great job. So my question for you is, a lot of our BPW locals are struggling to get members, particularly younger members. You know, some of our clubs are senior members of the community, and they're ready to pass the baton on, and we're having trouble recruiting some younger members. So I just want to hear some of your thoughts of what we can do as an organization to get some younger members to join with us.
That's a wonderful question, and I'm so glad that you asked that. Thank you for asking it, because sometimes when you're trying to build an organization and expand on the organization, it's difficult to think, okay, we need to look towards the younger demographic. And I think it's important that we, in order to continue this organization and see it thrive, we need to start adding new members in that might be of a younger demographic, with still respecting all of those wonderful members who have come before us. I think that's really important. And we see that in the Scranton Club on a monthly basis. And we actually were discussing this past year, and it's something that we're going to continue doing into the future. We discussed possible opportunities for reaching that younger crowd and being able to recruit new members, including a new member mixer. Younger demographics, younger crowds often like to get together and have that social feel, that social environment. So we thought nothing would be better than to create some sort of a social mixer where everyone in the area, business owners, young women in business, can come, meet each other, get to know each other on a personal level, and then also present what the Business and Professional Women's Organization can do for them. We also thought about what we offer as an organization. So in our local, we bring in guest speakers every single month, and we thought, wouldn't it be great to start really promoting advancements for young women and what they need in their careers. So for example, having a speaker come in and talk about C-level interviews or executive level interviews, having somebody come in and speak about vision boarding or goal setting, having someone come in and speak about how to, what does leadership look like? Those types of things and those type of topics, in addition to the things like Women's Health Month and Heart Health and the Women of the Year and all of the staples that we've come to know and love over the years, adding in some of those business tools that we didn't really have as a club, I think will be very, very helpful, because they don't exist out there, specifically in our area, and sometimes not within the district as well. So it'll be great to see those bring in new members, because women really are craving that information and that knowledge. If I told you some of the other ideas, we'd probably be here for a few hours. So I won't go through all of them, but I would be happy to share at any point in time what the Scranton Club is doing and what's been successful for us. This very past meeting before the pandemic hit, we actually had 10 guests come to the meeting.
Wow,
and
that's great.
all through promotion on social media. Out of that, we had 2 new members join us from those 10 guests, and others who are still interested in joining. It's just the pandemic hit. So I think that social media is something to watch.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dorothy, how are we doing on the time?
You have about 6 minutes and 50 seconds left.
Okay, so we'll see how we go. I guess Lisa was next in line with the question.
Sure. So Sarah, just kind of piggybacking off of some of the other questions, how do you see BPW helping you achieve your career goals?
Oh my goodness. So BPW has already been influential in helping that. It being the public relations chair has been wonderful, because I've actually been able to use my connections that I already had at the station, but also get to build on those relationships and get to know those members of the community a little bit better. I've also been able to meld both worlds together in a different way. We celebrated International Women's Day in March by having a big event, a televised event at the station. And I was able to have members of the local district come onto the air with me and announce that they were there, announce their presence, let everyone know what the Business and Professional Organizations is all about and how they can find out more information about it. So it's interesting that you ask how it has helped in my career. On a monthly basis, getting to network with new women, getting to hear different viewpoints, and getting to learn about the legislation has been really, really helpful for me. But again, I feel like I've been able to meld the two worlds together. So it's been simultaneously helpful for my career and also, I think, helpful for the club as well. At least I hope it is.
Sounds like it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Fran?
Okay, so one of the things that I'm interested in learning from different members is, what's your BPW story? What brought you to the organization to begin with?
Sure. Well, I've always been passionate about females in the working in business, and it's just been something that stuck with me and resonated with me since a young age, particularly because I've been passed over for numerous positions for someone who was either younger, less qualified, or well, just male. So it's been something I've been passionate about for a while, but I was not aware of the Business and Professional Business Organization until Lynn Volk, who is a club member and a previous president of the club. She invited me to a guest event, and it was the Christmas party that they were having. And I thought, okay, well, I'll go. It sounds fun. I think this will be great. I didn't really know anything about it. And I got there and found such a welcoming community. Just women who wanted to know my story, women who wanted to know how I could help others in the club. Everyone was just so welcoming. And that's not often something that you see nowadays when you get a group of women together. No, you normally hear a lot of cutthroat, you normally hear a lot of competition, and we didn't see that. I didn't see that or feel that from the club that night. I didn't feel like a fish out of water, even though I was the youngest member who was there at the time. I felt like I belonged. And so that was how I got into the club. That following year, Lynn had offered me a membership to come in, and of course, I took it, and just it really stuck. It really stuck with me.
Good.
Dorothy, how are we doing on the time?
You have about 3 minutes of the 15.
Okay. So Fran, if you have that one last question.
Yeah, well, I think Sarah kind of covered it before. Like my other question was like to describe your ideal job, which you kind of covered that before. I didn't know if you wanted to elaborate on it a little bit more.
My ideal job, regardless of title, regardless of roles and responsibilities on day-to-day operations, is to create a legacy and be able to pass something on. That's always been important to me. It's important for my family. I have a little daughter who's 2 years old, and I want to be a role model for her. I want her to see that, you can achieve big things, and you can dream big, and you can work hard and achieve things as a female. That's important to me. That's really important, to leave a legacy. And I've been very lucky, again, that I've been raised by strong females in my family. I also have some very strong male mentors in my life that have kind of took me under their wing and taught me about leading others and being a role model and inspiring others to success. So for me, whatever position that might be and whatever responsibilities I might have, ultimately, I just really want to leave a legacy of helping others succeed and mentoring them and leading others, as corny as that might sound.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. I want to thank you for all your hard work and willingness to compete under these unique circumstances this year. And I'll be in touch with you to do the follow-up paperwork and more information about the awards ceremony. So thank you again. At this point, our meeting is complete, but I wanted to ask President Don if she had any final comments for us.
All I can say is, wow. I mean, both candidates did a great job with their speeches and did great on the interviews, and you judges have your work cut out for you.
Thank you all for your willingness to participate in this virtual YC competition this year. It's been a real pleasure working with everyone, and I thank you for all your cooperation. So at this point, we are done. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Sarah. Hey, Susan.
Peace. Yeah.
Susan.
Yes.
So how are we getting this information back to you?
You could either scan it.
So do you want us to
You
send
could
all
scan
the-
it and email it.
Okay.
Would that work for you? Or you can snail mail it. I mean, it's
Whatever.
It's
I
not
know.
like it's.
I can scan it. I didn't know if you wanted all the forms or just the.
No, you're just the ones that you needed to put your scoring on.
Okay, so the personal interview and the speech and the biographical information.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so I wrote my notes along the side. If
Mhm.
they're there, or do you want me to print new ones?
Let's
Does
see.
it matter?
Well, that particular thing is going to be going in to a case for future generations of YC chairs. So, I mean, if you don't mind that being there, that's fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's.
That's fine with me.
Okay.
And I
It
think
probably won't make
that,
sense to anybody else.
what's that?
It probably won't make sense to anybody else.
But, and then Dorothy, you know, there's another sheet for you to fill in. You have to be the official timekeeper and write the scores. So you can, you know, maybe your daughter could help you with that.
Do I
scanning
have that
it.
form? Do I have that form?
Did I send that to you or?
I don't, if you
Oh,
did.
okay. I'll get it to you,
Maybe
okay?
okay.
And I think that's it, though. I appreciate everything you did, taking time out from your schedules. Thank you, Fran. Thank you, Michelle. And thank you, Lisa and Dorothy. And Don. Don, thanks for being here.
No
From the
problem. I
clouds.
enjoyed it.
Oh,
From
good, good.
Bridge.
And good luck, Don, this week.
All right, thanks.
Friday, Saturday, probably Sunday too, right?
Yeah.
A little
Yeah.
bit.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. Well, Thursday, because we have the executive board too.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm booked all 4 days.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.